Hello, YouTube! I know you're here because you want to know about the scam. I don't know anything about it, but apparently it is a scam. Spoiler alert, we are watching both videos in one.
Yeah, I'm in a bucket hat. I'm enjoying it. I'm having fun. Now, a buddy of mine just sent me something that I can promise you no one's having fun with except for the people that were paid to promote it.
Why is this called a bucket hat? It looks nothing like a bucket.
It is called $1 Million Fan. It is a show which is pitching a $20 million prize pool for what seems to be a load of horseradish. And in case you were wondering, yes, that is an AI mansion on their front page of this contest. At least
great.
from everything I can tell, it's an AI-generated mansion.
It's an AI-generated mansion that... Oh my god. That they bought? Great. So, it's starting off well.
Which immediately should let you know that you're dealing with some high-quality content here. There's no reason not to trust that. I can't believe anybody would be pitched this and actually think it's legitimate. Like, it takes 3 seconds of looking on their website to smell the poop. It is unbelievably foul.
Oh my
God. There is no world where this happens. To put in perspective that prize number, $20 million, that is significantly more than Mr. Beast's Amazon show and would make it by far the highest grand prize pool in any kind of like reality game show history, pretty much. All for a, what I believe to be terrible concept for a show as well, about streamers' fans submitting clips and then, I guess, going to a mansion or something. I'm still a little confused because the information they offer is just fucking nonsensical. Like, I feel like I have to be on Fint to even begin to process the words that I'm reading and what.
It honestly sounds like something I would see an advert of and then click off of it. I'm like, how the heck do they scam so many people?
It's supposed to be a contest.
I guess that's why we're finding out.
Through this, I want to really get into the weeds here because this is mind-bogglingly stupid. This is a special kind of scam that I just can't even picture someone falling for. Yet, some streamers have publicly promoted it. I'm assuming they were paid to do so by their talent agency, who was approached by whoever's behind the $1 Million Fan show to do this.
Lovely.
So I imagine some people buy into it, which I can't wrap my noodle around that. This is like the Fire Festival of streamer shows, but even more outrageously fucking dumb. They have a streamers...
Wait, they have the Bote sisters? Sheesh.
Section here, and I'm guessing they were all paid to endorse this, and I know in Extra Emily's case, she just had a statement on her stream after her community was letting her know that they believe she had just promoted a scam to them with hawking $1 Million Fan Club. So we'll go over her statement here towards the end of the video.
Holy shit.
Checking in on the About Us section offers more questions than answers. It's so fucking useless here. You get about as much lore here as you do for the old Urgot League of Legends write-up, where it basically just said Urgot has a dark and mysterious past. So $1 Million Fan is a high-stakes reality television competition built around one simple idea. The fans deserve a seat at the table. Created at the intersection of modern creator culture and large-scale unscripted entertainment, $1 Million Fan brings everyday fans face-to-face with the creators they support, competing together in real-world challenges for life-changing prizes. This is not a meet and greet, and it's not passive fandom. It's participation, pressure, and performance.
Participation, pressure, and performance, oh my. It sounds like a meet and greet, but sure.
This feels like it's an AI-generated About Us section.
It does,
Each season
honestly.
pairs selected fans with major online creators in a fully produced, on-location competition environment. Contestants are tested physically, mentally, and strategically across a series of escalating challenges designed to reward adaptability, teamwork, and resilience. The result is a show that feels authentic, unpredictable, and genuinely earned. $1 Million Fan is produced with the same standards as top-tier television, professional crews, rigorous safety protocols, transparent rules, and a clear separation between entertainment and fair competition. No purchase is required to apply or enter. Fan participation pathways are designed to be accessible, compliant, and audience-first.
No purchase is required to apply or enter. Huh.
At its core, $1 Million Fan exists to redefine the relationship between creators and their communities. Fans are no longer just viewers, they are competitors. Creators are no longer just personalities, they are teammates. Every moment is rooted in real stakes, real people, and real outcomes. This is reality.
The fuck does that even mean? Like, just reading that part, fans are no longer just viewers, they're competitors. Competitors for what or for who? And what do you mean creators aren't just personalities, they're teammates? Huh?
Television built for the internet generation,
Yes,
bigger,
this is a
bolder,
huge
and
nothing
centered on the
burger.
people who made creator culture possible in the first place. So who the fuck are you, by the way? This is the About Us section, but you've only told us, like, I guess the elevator pitch on the show. Who is putting this on? Where is the $20 million coming from? Who is the professional television crew here working on this? Like, this is not providing any actual information about the team behind $1 Million Fan.
Providing
that should
nothing.
immediately raise some red flags that they're not front-facing with who is even putting this on in the first place or where this prize purse is coming from. Their About Us section is fundamentally just like a high schooler that's cramming for a summer reading book report where they're trying to meet the word count.
Honestly, it kind of feels like that. Which is, I took classes on like pitching projects and project presentation for like the European Union fund stuff, right? Like, Jesus Christ, man! If someone presented that to me, I would literally just tear it in front of them and be like, "Yeah, that doesn't say anything. Denied." Oh, look. It doesn't even tell the proper scope of it. It doesn't tell the scale of anything. It doesn't tell anything.
Should immediately be raising red flags and have you asking some questions like, why are they not being more forward with who is behind this? Is it the fucking Rockefellers? Like, whose identity are they protecting? The Elusive Man or something from Mass Effect? Like, where is this coming from? Who is putting this on and who is putting this together? This About Us section is nothing but meaningless fluff gobbledygook that doesn't actually answer anything or provide any real valuable information about this production and who's responsible for it. And then when you go further to their partners section, they have like a couple of brands listed here. Their 3 listed affiliates are Malwarebytes, Hide Me, and then that mystery affiliate in the middle there is StubHub. Have to click on it to find that information out. I was a little nervous that I was about to have my fucking identity stolen or something, clicking on a random image from a sketchy website that links me to something outside of it.
The weird part is they're saying these are affiliates and they make a commission. Like, what?
And their Proud Partners section actually had me laugh out loud, audibly giggling, not just blowing air out of my nose. I literally laughed a
Livestream
hearty
fail
ho-ho-ho like Santa Claus
is
when
their
I
partner.
saw Livestream Fail is listed as a proud partner of $1 Million Fan.
Jesus Christ.
And so I went to the Livestream Fail, and they actually even had a big post announcing this to try and get people to sign up for it. So I guess they're like an official partner of $1 Million Fan. And I was reading the comments from like one of the mods there that was talking about it, and it seems like he's completely fucking clueless on what's even going on in regards to this whole thing. So I don't exactly understand their role in this, or like who's pulling the strings there. The puppet master at LSF that's partnering with $1 Million Fan, but the mods don't even seem to be on the same page there and don't have any real answers. Then going to IRL buffs is like going to a barren wasteland. This whole website is completely empty. It's like Squidward going to that room to be all alone.
Hey, but it's 50% off. Anti-tilt. Block rage quits and mental spirals. Aimbot. Improve attention and mental clarity. Yeah. They're so trustworthy that I would totally put that in my body. What?
This feels like it's a prototype that was thrown together in like a handful of minutes just for the sole sake of existing on the $1 Million Show site. I'm pretty sure that's an AI-generated image there as well for their products like Anti-Tilt and Aimbot. Like, this whole thing is extremely sketchy to me. There's like no actual information on this website.
I mean, it does feel AI-generated because if you look at it, these bottles are a lot different than these bottles. These are actually round normal bottles. These ones seem to have something added to them that they're giving them a different dimension.
At all. It is just trash. And then their third listed partner, the VGS Robot Wars or whatever, that doesn't go anywhere. You can click the image, but nothing happens. So when it says coming soon, it literally means coming soon. One of their partners, they're still imagineering right now. They have the concept of a partner, but it doesn't actually exist. It's this whole thing. I truly don't know how anyone could be pitched this and just say like, oh yeah, I'll put my name on that. Now I ended up making an account, Gilman Tookus. I used 10-Minute Mail. I set up my account. And it seems like there's a lot of monetization here. So you can buy some emote packs, up to $5.50 worth of creator emote packs, which give you 10 entries into the competition. But they do explicitly make clear numerous times no purchase is necessary to enter, but kind of nudging you a little bit to maybe make a couple purchases. But you can't legally require a payment. You can't legally require someone to buy something in order to enter into some shit like this. So that's there to cover their own ass in the eyes of the law, but they do very much try and incentivize you to spend money here for the $1 Million Fan Show. Going to their official rules,
I mean, there's literally someone who spent, I don't even remember how much, like $35,000. Yes, it was for charity, but they spent it so they have an opportunity to spend time with Iron Mouse and Connor and a bunch of other creators. So it's just like, there are people that will spend a lot of money to be able to spend time with their favorite content creator.
Thought for a brief moment I was going to learn more about the sponsor here, but it's talked so vaguely that it sounds like a Destiny 2 raid.
The sponsor is a Canadian for-profit corporation.
Raid boss.
Okay.
The sponsor, $1 Million Fan Reality Show Inc., referred to herein as $1 Million Fan or the sponsor, is a Canadian for-profit corporation operating as a technology and media company that organizes and promotes sweepstakes events. The sponsor operates sweepstakes and skill-based contest experiences and separately provides application review and casting evaluation services. Any producer fees are charged solely for administrative and evaluation services and are not entry fees or consideration for chance. Interestingly, they say the sponsor is a Canadian organization, but the domain, when looking it up on Whois, is registered in Iceland. I don't know, it feels a little odd. It felt peculiar. Maybe that's standard business protocol? Not really sure, but just thought it was something worth mentioning. Now, I bet you're scratching at your neck wanting more details on how to enter, and don't worry, they have this section here that's nice and convoluted. So,
Jesus Christ.
How to enter. A.
Why does this look like a contract, bro? Terms of service or contract. It's written in such a weird way.
TV show spots. The TV show selection will offer 2 different methods of entry with a total of 14 show participation spots available. 1. Sweepstakes entry, random draw, 7 spots. Participants may enter sweepstakes for a chance to win 1 of 7 show participation spots. Sweepstakes entries are available through 2 methods. Paid entry, donation method. Visit the Experience webpage and follow the donation entry process. Each confirmed donation will provide entries into the sweepstakes with the number of entries determined by the amount donated as indicated on the Experience page at the time of donation. Participants may donate multiple times and there's no limit to the number of entries per person. Yippee! Yeehaw, I can keep giving my money for a better chance at being on this imaginary television show. Then there's method 2. Free entry, no donation requirement. Participants may also enter sweepstakes without donating. To do so, visit the Experience webpage and follow the free entry alternative method of entry. Each valid submission will count as 1 free entry into sweepstakes. Free entries are unlimited. Participants will submit free entry by mail, which I'm sure people can't wait to go by mail for their free entry.
What the fuck?
Then there's also 2, the contest entry. This is judge section, so this is outside of the sweepstakes. In addition to the sweepstakes, 7 show participation spots will be awarded through a skit-based contest. Contest entrants must submit an application and/or participate in the contest process as described in the Experience rules. Winners will be selected by a judging panel based on specific criteria, originality, creativity, skill, or other merit-based factors as outlined in the Experience rules. Contest entries will be judged by a qualified panel chosen by sponsor using the following weighted criteria. Creativity 40%, originality 30%, skill or ability demonstrated 20%, overall impression 10%.
Okay, so this is a contest entry that's a skill-based contest, but skill is only 20% of the final note. But it's a skill-based contest. Go. Yeah, I see no issues there.
The 7 highest scoring entrants will be selected as contest winners. In the event of a tie, sponsor reserves the right to conduct a secondary evaluation. Judges' decisions are final and binding. Now, let's assume that you do enter into this, you waive your right to basically everything, which this is standard. I saw some people calling this out as being like really alarming, but I don't think people ever really read terms and conditions. These kind of protection clauses are always baked into contracts these days. Not that I agree with the practice, but this isn't anything super new. This is probably boilerplate shit if I had to guess. So if you read through the entry conditions and release, if you bother to go through and read that, you'll find a lot of legalese that's there to kind of just protect themselves in the event that someone tries to pursue legal action against them. And this is baked into so many terms and conditions these days where companies just throw the kitchen sink in there knowing full well a lot of it's not enforceable, like it's not going to actually stick, but they throw it in there just because why not? They know people aren't going to fucking read it in the first place.
Anyway.
And in a lot of cases, it gets overturned. Like, you can't just knowingly scam someone and say, look at the terms and conditions in section 117, you agreed that we could scam you, and if we did, you wouldn't be mad. There'd be no tears and there'd be no legal actions. You agreed, you signed right here by signing up. That doesn't work. So in this case, they're putting these protections in here that read about like how you can't pursue them for any like punitive damages and stuff like that as a way of just trying to protect themselves if in the event that this does end up being a scam, which I do believe that this event will never actually unfold in the way in which it is presented on this website. This whole thing, I think, is just complete fucking hogwash.
He called it, by the way. I read a comment before I actually went to read this, to watch both videos. I read a comment that said that 30 minutes after this video was uploaded, they deleted everything.
But this section in particular here wasn't like super surprising to me like it was for a lot of other people. I kind of expected that would be somewhere in their website as part of the terms of signing up, especially when you consider that the paid entries are non-refundable based on the available information I can find. It seems like those are non-refundable. So this being in there is trying to stop someone, like discourage them from coming after them in the event that this doesn't actually happen. Which, again, if you do get scammed by this, I don't think these terms protect them. I'm not a fucking lawyer, but I don't think it actually would really even do much in that case. Anyway, though, let's move on to the next component of this, which was Extra Emily's response when people were calling it out.
I'm not, okay. I know it's sus. I know it looks sus, okay? Mythic pitched it to me, and I was like, okay.
I know it looks sus. Oh, what the heck? Even the talent is like, bro, it looks sus.
Sounds good.
They gotta have a good pay.
I just don't want LSF to be part of it. Like, are you kidding me? Like, why is there an LSF person? Like they're like using, and they're saying like, oh, Emily is backing it up, and I'm like, I just posted it because I had to. Like, I had to be like, okay, I need to tell people about it.
Pardon? What do you mean you only posted about it because you had to? You didn't have to. You could have said no to this when they approached you. She makes it sound like it was an obligation she couldn't avoid. You didn't have to accept the deal.
I mean, it was an obligation she had to do because of the fact that she did accept the deal. Like, at this point, it's just cherry picking words. It's clear that she accepted the deal, so she had to.
And she even talks about how she didn't really look into it or anything, just said sounds good off rip. Why? Why wouldn't you even bother to take a single peep at it?
Why wouldn't you bother to take a peep at it? Let's see, because a lot of people don't have a problem with selling out or promoting something as long as they get paid. Realistically, how many creators are backing random shit just because of the fact that they get a fat paycheck, right? It's not like most of them will not bother to check. Most people don't do their due diligence. Most creators don't bother to check.
Especially when they're approaching you about a $20 million contest that uses your fans and you as the face of it. That is inconceivable to me.
It is inconceivable to me too, because I don't understand how you can go get pitched something and be like, oh yeah, I'll do it. And then one of the sponsors that are on that, I'm pretty sure it was somewhere in your contract where you accepted it that you're not supposed to talk smack about your sponsors and also, not do a bad impression and stuff like that. And I'm sorry, maybe this is rude of me. This is not speaking about Emily because I do not know her or her content. But a lot of people don't have an issue with selling their audience. To me, it's not something where I look at it and I'm baffled by it. I'm just like, yeah, I've seen way too many people do that at this stage from like the top people.
And then she's like really surprised that the LSF team or I guess it's just like one person maybe on the LSF mod squad that posted that statement. She's surprised that they're saying she's backing it up. She's like, why would they even think I'm backing it up? Because you are. You are. You promoted it. That is you backing it up. You are on their website. What do you like? I don't understand why that's not like registering.
But then
Fake
the LSF
zero.
guy's like, oh yeah, extra Emily totally like backs it. I'm like, I'm just doing what I'm supposed to do. Okay. So I don't know what's happening, but for now, just like put this like put it on the side. Okay.
Oh man. I can't, man. I'm like, I look at this and I'm just like, wow.
So I will get more information on it and then let you guys know. So yeah, but I promise I'm like not trying to scam you guys. I apologize, I didn't do more research beforehand, but I'm gonna have them do more research.
And then she'll keep them updated on all of that. Again, they are saying you're backing it up because you did promote it.
Yep.
You were on their website.
You are
as
backing it up,
one
yep.
of the streamers that you can go in and be part of the fan sweepstakes for. The images that I put there of like the emote packages on my Gilman Tookus account, I did that through Extra Emily's portal on Million Dollar Fan. So they are saying she's backing it up because she agreed to this promotion. Now, do I believe Extra Emily was intentionally trying to scam her fans for a paycheck here?
No.
No. But as she said, she didn't do any research on
Yep.
it. And it doesn't, she's using the word research like this would have been some kind of Herculean undertaking in order to get down into the bare bones of it, the truth of the matter, when it actually would have just taken maybe 4 seconds of just typing in milliondollarfan.show and looking at the website. You are literally greeted with an AI generated mansion.
I mean, in her defense, right? You have an agency that is meant to do all the vetting and checking for you and present to you safe offers that are good, right? Like, in her defense, that's why you have the fucking agency. That's what they're paid for. That's their job. So, yes, you could look at her and be like, why are you dumb about it? Or why didn't you do your due diligence? Because she paid someone else to do their due diligence for her. Because she delegated that task. Because she can afford to delegate that task. And it's just like a case of, in this case, her agency failed. They failed at their job. They didn't do their job properly.
Like, it doesn't take much effort to have been pitched this and been like, all right, let me just check it out real quick before I say yes, and be like, oh, yep, this is fucking nonsense. This is barnacles. Again, I don't think she's a bad person who did this maliciously or anything, but this was so easily avoidable. And she's like surprised LSF is involved. LSF is on their website, proudly presented. Again, if she even just went to their website once, she would have seen that. She would have known.
Yeah, but she didn't
it's very
have
clear
to.
She didn't even bother to type in the name of what she was about to endorse.
Because she didn't have
Which is why I
to.
believe this was probably some kind of paid promotion. I'm assuming Mythic approached her with this $1 million fan show pitch, as well as like what they're paying for the integration, and she just said yes to it without like a second thought, really. That's my guess. Now, I also want to yap about how surprised I am that her agency, like her management team, Mythic, would even bring this to her in the first place. Like, why did they would even serve this up on the plate to the streamers to begin with?
Yeah, that's the part. That is the real question. Why did the agency fail her? Because that's literally their job. That's their job. It's their job to verify, to vet sources, to vet promotions, to vet where the money's coming from, to vet like things, to take into account preferences for the creators. Like, I'm sorry. They're not supposed to go and double check and triple check and make sure someone else isn't fucking over because they're getting paid to do their job. We don't have to babysit the people that are that are paid to bring promotions to you, right? That's what I would assume is the case. What I have learned as a creator over time is that if you don't babysit people, they're not going to do a good job because they're not you and they don't have your best interest at heart. Like, one thing I learned really early on is that no matter who you're hiring, they don't have your best interest at heart. They're not going to do as good of a job as you could do because they don't care. At the end of the day, they still make money, right? But in this case, people shouldn't go after Emily. They should go after the freaking agencies, man.
I feel like the agency shouldn't have even entertained this $1 million fan show pipe dream. There is no real information available on anyone even associated with this show that's apparently going to be on television based on their entry rules. It's going to be like a big budget reality TV show program somehow, somewhere with a professional crew, this and that. This is a multi-million-dollar production. Like, based on everything they're talking about in their About Us section, this sounds like this would be like an $80 million like produced show with a $20 million prize pool, which is unheard of. Absolutely unheard of. And yet there's no real information available on it. I don't see why Mythic would even take this offer and present it to the streamers with so little available on it. This feels like a very fraudulent show that is now being put out to streamers here as a potential endorsement. So I'm surprised that Mythic even served it to them to begin with. But again, I think it was so easily avoidable for the streamers that are listed here to just like type in that show, like look at it for even a second and be like, yeah, this is fucking garbage. This is...
Yeah, but like, why? I don't understand, and sorry for repeating myself a third time. Why are you attacking the streamers instead of attacking the company for not doing their job? Yes, the streamers could have also done their due diligence better. But they're not the ones at fault here. Ultimately, if you look at it from a factual perspective of who's at fault, this should have been stopped at the agency level.
Isn't real. I'm just surprised that it's at this point now where there are potential victims here. There are potential fans of Extra Emily or the Botez sisters or S-Fan or someone that maybe saw this with their name on it and been like, oh, this sounds incredible. $20 million?
Yeah, like, the fault is multi-level, as he said, Svet. I'm not saying the streamers are not at fault, right? They should have done their due diligence, first of all, and given more of a damn. But at the same time, they put their trust into that company that they work with to do their job properly. Right? They entrusted something, they delegated something to someone. So at that stage, their fault is in what? Trusting people to do their jobs? Are we gonna really fault someone for the fact that they trust other people to do their jobs? That they're not paranoid enough, or that they weren't backstab enough, or that they didn't have bad experiences enough to have that, right? Like, they didn't get burned before by this company. So throwing it all on them is not nice, I would say. It's not the way. Because some people they've never been scammed, they've never been burnt, they've never had people not do what they were supposed to do. But in my opinion, the brunt of it falls onto the agency itself for failing to do their job.
I'll do a free entry, I'll do a submission here. Well, actually, maybe I'll do a paid entry, get the emote package to support the creators too, and give me some more entries for a better chance of competing in it. And Like, it's sad. It's just fucking sad. Because again, I
It is
don't
sad.
think this is real at all. I feel like there's very few people out there that would go to that website and walk away with a positive impression that this is something on the horizon. It doesn't seem feasible at all. Would love to be proven wrong though, I suppose. I guess we'll see. Anyway, I had to yap about this. That's really about it. See ya.
So here's part 2 where he guessed that it was a scam all along. This is the video after they deleted everything.
I was sleepy once. It was a long time ago. If you think I look tired, well, you better get your eyes checked, Buster. That's
Is it wrong that the first thing that came to mind when he said he was sleepy was, oh, you played the Snow White?
a certified WebMD diagnosable moment right there that something has gone awry with your peepers. Could a sleepy man do this? Checkmate. Point is, in my endless battle against insomnia, I happen to have stumbled across something interesting again this evening, and it pertains to last night's video about the $20 million reality TV show, Twitch streamer, fan, production, extravaganza, mansion, titties, beer, rock and roll, whatever else it was pitching itself as, called the $1 Million Fan Show. Well, I speculated that it was a big scam, and a lot of Twitch streamers had been publicly put on the website. Some had even made announcements about their endorsement of the $1 Million Fan Show, and nothing about it seemed legitimate. I'm not just going to regurgitate everything from last night's video. You can check that out if you want a deeper dive on everything that was wrong with it. But last night on stream, like 45 minutes after I posted the video, they took their website down. Then I was checking their other ancillary shit, and all of that is removed. It seems like they are scrubbing any existence of the $1 Million Fan Show from the internet. So, like, even the Reddit post that the livestream fail mods posted is taken down.
What the heck?
I don't know if that was by order of the $1 Million Fan Illuminati, or
That's
if
crazy.
the mods that had signed an agreement with them had a come to Jesus moment that they may have been misled, so they decided to take it down. But apparently they also removed like their Discord and their socials, which is a huge blow, by the way, because the $1 Million Fan Show had like 5 Instagram followers. So really playing a sad song on the world's smallest violin. Now that 5 Instagram followers have been cast into oblivion,
they
banished
gave
to
up
the Shadow
early.
Realm. I feel like that's pretty strong evidence for my game theory that it was all a big load of hullabaloo, a bunch of hooey. I don't think a legitimate company that's putting together a $20 million grand prize reality show that is also a television program that is also employing some of the highest level production staff imaginable for a once-in-a-lifetime unforgettable experience for streamer fans. Also, their About Us section had all the telltale signs of just being AI generated, where literally every section ended with triplets where it was, you know, it's not this, it's this. Performance, power, mentality. Mentality, tits, mentality. Like, it's just like, it was very clearly AI generated. The fucking first thing you see on their website is an AI generated image of a mansion. The whole thing just reeked of scam. And now everything has been deleted, presumably by them. I don't think, you know,
I don't think anyone hacked them
came
into
in
it
to, you know, wipe them out. I think this is them trying to cover their own ass, so that way there isn't some kind of legal action taken against them. Because from what I've read, there were actually some members of some streamer communities that put money into the $1 Million Fan Show. They bought emote packages. I read a report on someone that claims to have spent a couple $100 doing so. So I imagine there was a handful of people that did legitimately lose money on this. Now, of course, you have to take those claims with a grain of salt because there's no real evidence to back it up, especially now that everything is deleted. There's nothing to prove that. But I'm inclined to believe those statements from them because,
like, everything's deleted. They can't delete bank statements. Like, follow the paper trail. The money clearly went somewhere and it went out of their bank. So, yeah, that's not deleted.
These streamers are, you know, to a lot of people, a trustworthy source, and if they're endorsing something and they say that there's a chance that they can win $20 million or whatever the fuck through like signing up for it, they will do so. And when you go to the website and do their free sign up, they're very heavily pushing you to do the monetized sign up for unlimited entries by giving them money. So I bet a lot of them were baited into doing that. Now, as I said in the last video, I am shocked that Mythic Talent actually even floated this to their creators like Extra Emily. She, in her statement, mentioned Mythic Talent by name, that they had pitched it to her. I was surprised it made it to a streamer because anyone that even had their eyes open and neurons firing for a second would go to that website and know full well immediately, right from the jump, that this is not real. That this
Honestly, Rebel makes a good point. This breaks trust as well in the agency. Like, it will make people trust the agency less and scrutinize them a lot more.
This is fraudulent. So I did a little digging, and I was able to get in contact with an agent, not at Mythic, but at another agency that did have this exact same thing come across their desk for their streamer clients as something to pitch to them. And according to that agent, I don't know how deep into the nitty-gritty I'm allowed to get, what they sent them, the pitch deck, was extraordinarily different from what ended up making it to that website. From what I understand, and from what I have been told, they were under the impression that this was an Amazon-backed production, at least initially. And at the time of receiving this offer, they didn't have a website or anything public outside of that pitch deck, I guess, they were hawking to agencies. And it is indeed a paid promotion. The streamers that are listed there were paid for this partnership, and there was no additional information available beyond the concept of the show and the promise that Amazon was behind a historic $20 million streamer fan buttfuck hullabaloo reality TV show. Now, one of the streamers also sent me the exact offer that was presented to them, which gives further confirmation to all of this. It comes from Mythic. This is the direct offer from Mythic that this streamer received. I'm not going to show the actual thing, so that way no one gets into legal hot water here. I don't want to, step on too many Legos, but I will give you the general overview for what the pitch was, the offer. Interestingly enough, the offer came back in June of 2025 from Mythic. And the opening line was about how it's an Amazon series. This is an Amazon series looking to break records, a historic $20 million prize purse reality show. It doesn't even name the show, by the way. I'm guessing back in June of 2025, they didn't even have the name of the show or anything concrete. There was no website, no mention of like LSF or brand partners or anything like that. It was just a single sentence that said, Amazon reality TV show set to air on Amazon Prime, featuring the soon-to-be-broken Guinness World Record book for biggest prize pool in history, 20 million, winning group splits money in half, 10 million to you, and 10 million to the fan. That is the entire explanation for what this deal was. Interestingly enough, like I said, June of 2025. The deliverables were a reality TV show appearance, 1 to 7 days, depending on how far you make it, and a single social post. The initial filming date was November 3rd to November 10th, but guessing, some wires got crossed there, fucking nipple clamps came down, maybe government shutdown, put that on the back burner, so that had to put the kibosh on that and shelve it till, I guess, 2026. Anyway, though, they were offering $3,000 for the streamer involvement here, plus 20% of net ticket sales from your ticket, which the streamer expressed some confusion over because they didn't believe Mythic knew that there was like this paid entry option, but in the offer it says they were getting 20% of net ticket sales.
Okay.
When you go, well, knowing now, hindsight's 2020, but like going to the website that existed, when you would sign up through a streamer portal, you were paying for those entries if you wanted to extend beyond just the free submission. So
that is an incredibly small amount of money for something that you're supposed to compete in on top of everything. Sure, the pool of money, right, the 20 million for 10 million for the creator and 10 million for the fan, enticing and interesting, but $3,000 plus a cut of the sales for that level of creators? That's like, what?
I'm thinking that the idea from this offer was that
Why would
when
you even
someone,
pitch
a
that
fan of
someone?
the streamer, did a paid entry through their portal, they would get a portion of that. So like I feel like Mythic would have had to have known that there was some kind of like paid component to the fans, but who knows? There's so little information.
I mean, you have to, given the fact that they said that percentage of the ticket sales, right? I mean, you could assume ticket sales, but like you're supposed to clarify what that means. Not to mention you're gonna have a contract. How can you have a contract without proper knowing and having all the information? You signed the contract first of all. Like all of that should be in the contract, clear as to how you're getting the money back and what you're getting out of it, and like the split. We're acting as if we don't have contracts and legal fucking documents over here. The ticket prices were not existing, Zvet, when they got the offer. There was no website when they got the offer. There was nothing. It just baffles me, man. I feel like I'm working with kindergarten children when it comes to the level of incompetency of contract reading. Like, they had to know because it was supposed to be in the contract. You don't just go, yeah, we agreed to do that without it.
Here in the actual offer that Mythic took to the streamers, I am still extremely surprised it even made it to a single streamer as something to consider. I don't know why there wouldn't be more digging to confirm if this is actually even an Amazon show, because after the offer they then go into like a general explanation for it, and it is so bare bones. It sounds like something that a person would cook up in 5 minutes while taking a shit after consuming like, you know, their morning oats or something. There's not a whole lot of thought into this. Competition details: 1 creator, 1 fan group eliminated per day, $20 million cash prize, 1 creator, 2 fans. They will be gaming, IRL, and cognitive challenges, think Survivor, but for creators. And then it just lays out, like, the most simple, boring shit ever for the competition. And then the Apocalypse Challenge on day 3, during which fans will compete head-to-head with each other, resulting in a mass elimination. Narrow the group down so each creator is ultimately paired with one of their original fans for the last 4 days. It's like, it's if you went to, like, a fucking Redditor and asked them to really quickly come up with a streamer game show or something. Now, as for the...
I'm pretty sure anyone can come up with a better show than whatever was explained there, because first of all, those words seem just to be mumbo jumbo that don't actually say anything. What do you mean a creator and 2 fans? What are... They have various challenges. Ooh. And then instead of 2 fans, the fans duke it out, so it's gonna be only 1 fan remaining. Woo! Right. How about how you get the fans? How exactly... why was there no questioning on how do fans decide where... what are the interactions with the fans? Like, what are they supposed to do?
Initial start date
so
of
many
November.
Questions.
The streamer was just told that it got pushed back to March. I don't think there was any, like, real explanation for what went wrong. You know, maybe bad weather, perhaps government shutdown, you know, all kinds of possibilities for why it got moved. But they weren't really, you know, kept up to date, kept abreast on everything going on here with this huge, giant Amazon show. I am even more surprised that any agency would have seen this and just shipped it as is, just said, fuck it, do it live. We'll send it out to our streamers to see if they'll accept the $3,000 offer with the 20% ticket sales split or whatever. Because, like, I feel like when you are getting this as, you know, pitched as an Amazon production, you would probably want to confirm if this is actually coming from Amazon. Because
yeah, that's step number 1.
If you're going to work at this agency managing these kind of contracts and stuff, but you're working under the impression that no one's going to tell lies on the internet, what's stopping just any old Joe Schmo Dorito dusted fingers from sending you a cold call email saying like, hey, This is me, Amazon, pitching you a $50 quadrillion reality television show. I'll offer like $3,000 with some rev split to your streamers. Do you mind taking this to them? I'd love if they start shouting out goochsweat.org soon. It's a very legitimate reality TV show. We're Amazon, by the way. And you not press that any further, because that's what it feels like. Looking at the offer, there is no actual information about like Amazon being behind this. And since this was back in June of 2025, I can understand the absence of a website a little bit more back there, because
there's no information, right? You're taking it to the creators to participate on the show themselves, right? They have to be a part of the show. There's like, you can't pitch something and have people agree to it and draft off contracts without having a proper plan where you tell them what they're going into. Like, it doesn't work
this
like
is like
that.
an Amazon show, they're probably not going to make the website first and foremost because they don't want to like spoil it or anything. Like, I can kind of understand that. So streamers being left in the dark on, you know, like a website that they can access. Like this website, it didn't exist according to the streamer. It just recently popped up, which according to Whois, that does appear to be the case. Even though the domain had been registered for a while, it was updated in like late December. So that's probably when it actually went live, which is when anyone could go on there and see how fraudulent it was with just a single fucking glance. So I do now understand that there were streamers that literally couldn't look up this show because the offer doesn't even have the name of the show and the website didn't exist. What I'm still confused on is like why anyone would still accept that deal. And then I start to understand a bit more that they just have trust in the agency not to be presenting them with a scam.
Yeah, like literally, that's what I said. That's what I've been saying this entire time. I'm just like, they trust the agency, and the agency literally screwed them over. Why?
Had trust that the mythic talent, for example, like in Extra Emily's case, was bringing them something that was legitimate. So they're seeing like, oh, it's an Amazon show that wants to work with me, and they're making this offer. Okay, this seems like a big deal. I'll sign up to that and, you know, do the social post or whatever. Also, if you try and look up milliondollarfan.show now, the most recent update to the site was today, because the update was just nuking it, taking it down. But prior to that, it was updated in late December, which is when I imagine this went live. So now it seems like the streamers literally didn't even have access to look up the information themselves on that website, which again, doesn't take a super sleuth, you know, fucking pinky up internet, you know, narwhal baconing at midnight master to see that that is a fucking disaster of a website that is clearly in a shady spot, most likely looking to scam. The streamers didn't know that site was there because the deal was all the way back in June. Though I will say, looking at the offer, this should have been something that I think streamers should have been a little weary of, because it feels like it is very odd just looking at it.
I've gotten offers that are like that I looked at when this is a scam and just deleted the mail. Because it sounds like absolute baloney. Sure, hindsight for this one, but like, there's not a lot of information. So when you're supposed to actually participate on the show and you're supposed to be the face of it, right? There should be more to it, more responsibilities, more things that you're supposed to do that you're not supposed to do, dates, the contract itself.
But I think that does fall a bit more on the agency than it does the streamer itself, because there is a level of trust from streamers with the person that is like managing their brand deals, that what they are getting is not just fucking toilet paper that's trying to wipe their ass with their fans. And in this case, I am still just shocked that it even made it to the streamers in the first place. This should have been probably caught far earlier. I imagine they could have confirmed well beyond this, like almost a year later, that this wasn't Amazon behind it. If they had like, you know, maybe set up like calls or something, or looked for any level of proof of this being Amazon, like even just questioning, where is this money coming from? Who else are we working with? What is the actual production timeline and all of that looking like? I feel like there was definitely a way like Mythic Talent could have caught this and then never even had to get to this point where there were real victims, where based on what I've read, there were people that put in like hundreds of dollars, which again, I know you have to take it with a grain of salt because there's no like evidence to support those claims that people lost a ton of money since now everything is scrubbed, but I'm inclined to believe them because the audience has a level of trust in the streamer that what they are pitching is not just a scam that's going to just rob their fucking piggy banks. So I do think that there were real victims here, and I think it was just so easily avoidable. This shit is just fucking wild that it even happened. RIP $1 million show. Definitely feels like it was a scam from the get-go, considering they have just vanished, poofed out of existence, and erased every trace that they were ever even here to begin with.
It's
Anyway,
really
though,
sad.
that's really about it. So, yeah.
It's honestly really sad. This is where we're at. When you can't even trust that the people that you're paying to do their job are not doing their job. When you can't even trust the agency that's supposed to represent you and your interests and find you good matches. That's not like a beginner agency either. It's an agency that houses extremely big creators that only works with people that have a certain amount of viewership. It's one of those where it really baffles me and goes like, how the heck did you end up not doing your job? Because this is going to affect them more than they think it will, because people will be reluctant to sign with them, or they will double check things, or like it's a crack. It's a crack in their portfolio. It's a crack that is going to stay there and stain them. Anyway, YouTube, if you managed to watch this entire thing and hang out with us until the very end, I do appreciate you. The word of the day is antler. Good luck making a sentence with that, I guess. I shall see you next time, YouTube. Bye-bye.